Sarah never expected her life to be like this. A small-town waitress, working the night shift at a local diner, barely scraping by. The job doesn't pay much, and the hours are long, every single day. But what choice did she have? She had a son to feed, rent to pay, and bills piling up like a mountain she could never climb. She smiled through it all, but deep down, Sarah knew, this wasn't the life she dreamed of. It was just survival. It was just another ordinary night for Sarah, until she noticed him. A boy, looking out of place in the dim diner. His clothes were worn thin, his face pale. The kind of boy who looked like he hadn't had a real meal in days. But what struck Sarah the most was the way he looked, like he was too scared to ask for help, but too hungry to ignore the food in front of him. Sarah knew what it felt like to go hungry. She knew the pangs of hunger that made you feel weak, and the constant worry of not having enough. But looking at this boy, he wasn't just hungry, he was desperate. And for some reason, Sarah couldn't turn away. Without a second thought, Sarah made a choice that most would have hesitated to make. She gave him her meal, the last of her food. She didn't think about herself. She didn't think about the bills she still needed to pay or the hunger gnawing at her own stomach. She only thought about him. Sarah smiled, her heart heavy. She hadn't done it for thanks, but somehow, hearing those words made her feel like maybe, just maybe, she wasn't invisible after all. The boy hesitated. Maybe it was pride. Maybe he didn't believe someone would do something so kind for him. But when he finally took the food, Sarah could see the relief wash over him. The way his shoulders relaxed. For the first time in what must have been days, he could eat without fear. Sarah watched him eat, her heart swelling with both sadness and hope. It was a small gesture, but in that moment, it felt like she had done something monumental. Sarah had no idea that the boy she helped would change her life in ways she never imagined. But when the man in the suit walked into the diner, she felt her heart skip a beat. He wasn't like the regular customers. There was something different about him. Something that made her wonder if he was here for something important. Then it hit her. The boy she'd fed. He wasn't just any kid. He was the son of this man, and this man was someone she never could have imagined. He wasn't just some regular diner customer. He was a billionaire. Sarah stood there, stunned. The man handed her an envelope, and as she looked at him, she could barely comprehend what was happening. This wasn't just about a meal anymore. This was about something much bigger. In that moment, Sarah couldn't believe what she was hearing. A job at a billion-dollar company. All because she'd chosen to help a boy who'd walked into her diner hungry. But that wasn't all. The man didn't stop there. He handed her another check, one that would cover her rent, her bills, everything. It was more money than she had ever seen in her life. But Sarah didn't care about the money. She cared about the fact that her life, her entire world, had just shifted. Life didn't magically get easier overnight. But for Sarah, this was the beginning of something she never thought possible. Her son had a future, her debts were paid, and Sarah was finally able to breathe. She knew she had a long way to go, but for the first time in years, she believed in the impossible. Sometimes, it's not about what you get in return. It's about doing the right thing when no one's watching. It's about giving when you don't have much to give. Sarah's act of kindness didn't just feed a hungry boy, it changed her entire life. Because in the end, kindness has a way of finding its way back to you. And you never know how one small gesture can turn your world upside down.